Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Hails the world with truth and grace, and makes the nation.
Silence this wretched caterwauling! Silence, I say! How can a man walk against such noise?
Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
Humbug!
Let me speak to him. A Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Who calls me uncle?
Who else but your nephew?
Fred. I might have known. Wasting your time, caterwauling with others, as lazy as yourself.
Caterwauling, perhaps, but not wasting time.
Why not join us, Mr. Scrooge? Yes, come and sing with us.
We could do with the deep, deep bass.
And what about Bob Cratchit? He can sing with the best of us.
Good idea, I'll fetch him.
No, sir, you shall not fetch him.
Very well, Uncle. Then I'll call him. Bob Cratchit! Come on out, Bob!
Cratchit!
Bob.
Cratchit, return your work this instant.
But
Don't but, sir, me, Cratchit. Return your work this instant.
Come, Uncle, be kind.
Kind, sir? I pay my clerk 15 shillings a week. I doubt he's worth it, but I pay it. I pay it every week, and I expect him to work every week.
But, Uncle, it's Christmas.
Christmas humbug.
Christmas a humbug? Come, you don't mean that.
I do mean that. What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Then what reason have you to be miserable? What reason to be morose? You're rich enough.
Bah, humbug.
Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas. Out upon Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time to you but a time for paying bills without money? A time for finding yourself a year older and not an hour richer. A time for balancing your books and finding every item in them dead against you. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with a Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. He should.
Uncle.
Nephew, keep Christmas in your own way and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it, but you don't keep it.
Let me leave it alone then. Much good may it do you. Much good has it ever done you.
There are many things that I'm sure have done me good, as you call it, without me making a penny from them. Christmas among the rest. But surely Christmas is different.
Different?
Yes, I've always thought of Christmas as a good time.
A good time?
Yes, a good time. Oh, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I mean a lazy, good-for-nothing time. But I don't mean that. I mean a good time. A time when you feel good, and you make an effort, a real effort, to be pleasant and kind and forgiving and charitable. No, Uncle, you listen to me. It's the one time of the year when you open up your heart, and you notice other people. Doesn't matter what they're like. You realize they're alive. They're flesh and blood. They love and hate and sing and laugh and cry and suffer. Yes, Uncle, suffer. And just on this one day a year, one day, that's all, we have a thought for them as well as ourselves. And that's what Christmas means to me, Uncle. And though it has never put a penny in my pocket, I believe that it has done me good and will do me good. And I say, God bless it.
Let me hear another sound out of you, and you'll keep Christmas by losing your job. You're quite a powerful speaker, sir. Wonder you don't go into Parliament.
Oh, don't be angry, Uncle. Come spend Christmas with me and my wife, and...
Go to the devil first.
But why? Why?
Why did you get married?
Because I fell in love?
Because you fell in love. Good afternoon.
Come, Uncle. You never came to see me before I got married, so why give it a reason for not coming now?
Good afternoon.
I want nothing of you. I ask nothing of you. Why can't we be friends?
Good afternoon.
I'm sorry, Uncle. Heaven knows I've tried. What else can I say? What else can I do?
You can move out of my way, and you can take your friends off somewhere where their singing will not disturb my work.
I'm sorry, Uncle. Very well. But let me remind you of this. We've never yet once had a quarrel that's been my fault, and we never will. Certainly not on Christmas Eve. And if you should ever decide to change your mind, you'll still be welcome.
Good afternoon.
Not just a good afternoon, Uncle, but a Merry Christmas.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon. You're another one of them. A clerk earning 15 shillings a week, thinking you have a right to a Merry Christmas. I'll retire to Bedlam. Get on with your work.
Yes, sir.
Cratchit, coal is an expensive commodity. I work out to a penny exactly what we need and when we need it. Get on with your work.
It seems to be particularly cold today, sir.
Then get on with your work. There's nothing like work for getting a man's mind off things like the weather.
Just one shovelful, please, sir.
No, Cratchit. We've used all the coal we needed for today. Don't let me have to tell you again. Get on with your work.
Yes, sir.
Cratchit.
Yes, sir.
Come here, Cratchit.
Yes, sir.
Cratchit, 3 times I've checked the petty cash total for this week.
Yes, sir. I left the details on your desk. It comes to 6 shillings and 8 pence, sir.
It comes to 5 shillings and 8 pence. I tell you, I've checked it 3 times now.
Yes, sir. But the coal and candles, sir.
There are no receipts for coal and candles. Furthermore, I did not authorize the expenditure of an additional shilling on coal and candles.
But there were none left, sir.
Of course, there were none left. You waste them.
Certainly, there were no candles.
I am not interested in your candles. Use daylight, Cratchit. You light the candles too soon. Daylight is cheaper. Do you understand?
Well, sir,
Do you understand?
Yes, sir, but...
I am glad you understand. I shall deduct a shilling from your salary so that the accounts will in no way be inconvenienced. That will be all.
But, sir...
That will be all, Cratchit. Fetch me the book of debtors.
Yes, sir.
Ah, yes. I thought as much. His debt should have been paid yesterday. Was it?
No, sir.
Continue, Cratchit.
Well, sir, the people came
And when did they come?
while you were at the exchange, sir.
You asked them to wait?
They couldn't wait, sir.
So you took their money and gave them a receipt. I've told you often enough.
Sir, they hadn't got any money. So I couldn't take it.
Why?
Well, sir, they said they would be able to come next week with the money, and I said, well, I said I was sure you would understand, sir.
You said what? Well, I shall take out a summons at once. People who do not pay their debts must go to prison for it, and their goods must be confiscated.
Oh, they will pay, sir. I'm sure of that.
You're sure of that? And do not interrupt me. Do you suppose I should be where I am today if I had the same attitude as yours, Cratchit?
They will pay, sir. They just need a little more time.
They will get a little more time in the debtor's prison.
But, sir, it's Christmas.
Christmas humbug. What has Christmas got to do with it? Oh, get on with your work before you ruin me.
Yes, sir.
Is this Scrooge and Marley's? Ah, thank you. Yes, yes. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley has been dead these 7 years. He died 7 years ago this very night.
Well, we have no doubt his generosity is continued by yourself, sir.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Scrooge, at this festive time of year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable that we should make some slight provision for the poor and destitute. As you no doubt realize, they suffer greatly at the present time, Mr. Scrooge.
Indeed, indeed. Thousands of people lack even the ordinary necessities of life, let alone the simplest of comforts. We therefore feel that
Are there no prisons?
plenty of prisons.
And the union workhouses, are they still in operation?
They are, sir. I wish I could say they were not.
The treadmill and the poor law are in full vigor then?
Both very busy, sir.
Oh, I was afraid from what you first said that something had occurred to stop their useful work. I am very glad to hear it.
But, Mr. Scrooge, neither the prisons nor the workhouses can provide what you or I, or for that matter, any other human being would call Christmas cheer.
Precisely. So, Mr. Scrooge, a few of us are raising a fund to provide the poor with meat and drink and means of warmth. What should I put you down for?
Nothing.
You mean you wish us to withhold your name?
I wish to be left alone. Since you asked me what I wish, that's my answer. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make others merry, particularly idle people. I help to support both the prisons and the workhouses, and they cost quite enough. Idle people who are badly off must go to them.
Many can't go to them, sir.
And many would rather die.
Then let them die and decrease the surplus population. It's none of my business.
Sir, it is the business of all of us.
No, sir, not at all. If you had considered your business, then you had better attend to it and allow me to attend mine. Mine occupies me constantly. Good afternoon.
But, sir...
Time to go home, I suppose.
Yes, sir.
And you consider you've done an afternoon's work?
Well, there has been rather a lot of excitement, sir. But then we expect it at Christmas, don't we, sir?
You expect it. I ignore it. At least I do my honest best not to let it interfere with my work.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And I suppose you'll want off for the whole day for Christmas tomorrow.
Well, if it's quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient. And it's not fair. If I was to stop half a crown from your wages, you'd think yourself ill-used. I'll be bound. Yet you don't think me ill-used for paying a day's wages for no work. However, I suppose you must have it.
Thank you, sir.
Be here all earlier the next morning, though.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Merry Christmas, sir.
Out upon Merry Christmas! Humbug, I say, humbug! Curse the fog and the stupidity of the whole world. Christmas humbug. And listen to them, the bells, the singing, the laughter. Pretense. Nothing but pretense.
Jingle bells,
Oh, away with you! Oh. Instead of getting down to work and solving their problem through honest labor, they pretend all is well and hide behind the laughter and the singing. And they expect everyone else to do the same. At least old Jacob Marley and I avoided any such nonsense. We worked hard. We lived frugally. No man owed us anything, and we owed nothing of ourselves. Poor Jacob. 7 years ago this very night. But the business hasn't suffered by your going. A house stuck away in the darkest alley is a good investment. The rooms are good enough to let for business. There's still enough room for living. Where's that door? I can hardly see. Oh, what's this? What's this? What am I seeing? No, Jacob, no. Whatever else could serve your face could never serve as a knocker on a door. I won't believe it. I won't. There. Just a moment of fancy. It means nothing. Nothing at all. What did I expect? To see his pigtail hanging out the other end. Humbug, I say, humbug! Jacob, you chose well when you chose a staircase as wide as this. You could drive up a coach and four in comfort, huh? What's that? Humbug. Of course, there's no one. The wine cellar below is empty. The offices are empty. There's still enough light from the street lamps to save having any other light. Well, of course, there's no one. Of course, there's no one. What on earth have I to fear? Oh, there's no one under the table. There's no one under the sofa. There's no one under the bed. There's no one in the cupboards or in the closets. There's no one in my dressing gown. Well, of course there's no one. Of course there's no one. I'll just take a good pot of gruel. This one has lasted all week. Oh, too cold to undress fully on a night like this. But no need anyway with a good thick dressing gown like this. It's lasted for years and it'll see my life out yet. Ah? Well, what's that? Humbug, I say. Humbug. What's that? No, it's nothing. Well, what do you want with me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
You're mighty particular for a ghost. Who were you then?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Yes, so you seem. Can you sit down?
I can.
Then do it. You look more exhausted than you did 7 years ago.
You don't believe in me, do you?
No, I don't.
What proof can I offer you beyond that of your own senses?
I don't know.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because a little thing can affect them. A slight disorder of the stomach can make them cheats. You may be a bit of undigested beef, or a blot of mustard, or a crumb of cheese, or a bit of underdone potato. There's more gravy than of grave, whatever you are. Can you see this toothpick?
I can.
But you're not looking at it.
But I see it all the same.
I have but to swallow this toothpick to be tormented for the rest of my days by a whole legion of ghosts. Humbug, I say, humbug. Ah! Mercy, mercy, why do you trouble me?
Do you believe in me or not?
I do, I must. But tell me, Jacob, why do you walk the earth and why do you trouble me?
Listen, and I will tell you.
Yes, tell me, Jacob, tell me.
Listen! Be still and listen. It is required of every man that the spirit among him should walk abroad among his fellow men and travel far and wide. And any spirit that does not do so during life is condemned to do so after death, is condemned to wander through the world as I am now, Ebenezer Scrooge. And as you have said, I am exhausted with this restless wandering over 7 whole years.
But the chains, Jacob, the chains, why?
I forged them myself.
You.
They are heavy and a painful burden, and yet I forged them myself during my own wretched life. The chains you are forging, Ebenezer, will be no less heavy. You are forging them yourself, link by link.
No, Jacob, no. Speak comfort to me, Jacob.
I have none to give. Comfort. Comfort comes from the other spirits and is given to other kinds of men. My spirit never moved beyond our own counting house, and many weary journeys lie before me.
But you were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business? Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, kindness were all my business. Making money was only a drop in the great ocean of my business. Why did I walk through the crowds of my fellow beings with my eyes turned down and never raise them to that blessed star which led the wise men to the forest stable? Why? Why? Hear me. My time is nearly gone.
I will, but don't be hard upon me. Don't be flowery, Jacob, please.
How is it I appear before you in a shape that you can see? I may not tell, but I have sat beside you many, many times, invisible.
No, Jacob, no!
Tonight, I am here to warn you. To warn you that you yet have a chance and a hope of escaping my fate. A chance and a hope of my making Ebenezer.
But you were always a good friend to me. I thank you.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Is that the hope and chance you mentioned?
It is.
I think I'd rather not.
Without their visits, you cannot hope to escape the path which I tread. Expect the first tomorrow, when the bell tolls 1.
Couldn't I take them all at once and get it over with?
Expect the second on the next night, at the same hour. And the third upon the next, when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to sound. Do not expect to see me again, but for your own sake, remember what has passed between us. Remember. Remember.
A quarter past. Half past. A quarter to it. The hour itself. and nothing. Nothing at all. Are you the spirit, ma'am, whose coming was foretold me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past.
No, your past.
But what business brings you here?
Your welfare.
Very good of you, I'm sure. But don't you think an uninterrupted night's sleep would do me even more good?
Come, rise and walk with me. Come.
Where shall we be going?
To see mysteries you've forgotten.
Mysteries.
Moments from your past. Your own past. Are you afraid?
No, it's
Let
just...
me touch you but once, and you will find that there is nothing to fear.
Oh, keep away from me. Don't
But come.
touch me, no.
There. Now you will find there is nothing to fear. Come, follow me.
Spirit, wait. I remember this place.
You remember?
I lived here as a boy. I could walk it blindfold.
Strange to have forgotten it for so many years. Look.
It's a child.
What child?
It's me, Spirit. At school. Alone. Waiting.
Were you often alone?
Nearly always. I had no friends to speak of. I tried in school. I think I tried. But I had no real friends to speak of. My real friends were those in books, like Ali Baba, Robinson Crusoe, Robin Hood. They were my friends.
Look. Remember? Your last day at school. Look, your sister Fran.
I have come to bring you home.
Home?
Yes, home. Home forever and ever.
But Father,
Father's agreed. Oh, you won't even know Father now. He's so changed, so kind.
but why? What's happened?
Who knows what's happened? Just suddenly, one night, he spoke so gently to me when I was going to bed that I thought I'll ask him now, just this once more, whether you could come home. And he said yes. Yes, you should come home. And he's arranged the coach for me to fetch you. And he's arranged that you don't have to come back here anymore. And he's arranged that we shall all be together for Christmas, and that we shall have the merriest time in all the world.
Oh, Fan, how wonderful, how wonderful.
Quickly now, the coach is waiting.
Not so fast, though, Fan, not so fast.
But we mustn't waste a minute.
I must fetch my books, and
Quickly then, fetch it.
now I must stop being so excited. I can't even think properly. Fan, it's all too wonderful. Say it again. I'm going home and never have to come back, ever. You did say that, didn't you? I didn't dream it.
Bring down Master Scrooge's box. There. And see it loaded on the coach. Master Scrooge. I suppose we'll have to get used to Mr. Scrooge from now on, eh? We're man now, aren't we, boy?
Yes, sir.
I've seen many change from master to mister in my time. It's not an easy change to make, boy. It's a new life, new responsibilities, new endeavors. And this young lady, I presume, is your sister.
Yes, sir. My sister Fran.
I don't approve of young people drinking in the normal way, as you, boy, might well remember. But this is a special occasion, to Christmas and to Mr. Scrooge. May you treat the world as it treated you here.
To Mr. Scrooge.
Your sister Fran was always frail, but she had a great heart.
She had. You're right, Spirit. She had.
She died when still a young woman, a married woman with children.
One child. Only one.
True, your nephew.
Yes, my nephew Fred.
Come, let us see another Christmas. Look, Do you remember this place?
Remember it? Why, I was apprenticed here, Dick and I.
You remember Dick?
Dick was my greatest friend. We did everything together. We were apprenticed to dear old Fezziwig. Bless him.
Dear Fezziwig, look.
Yo-ho, my boys, Ebenezer, Dick. Yo-ho, my boys. No more work tonight. It's Christmas, Ebenezer. Christmas, Dick. We've got 1 minute, my boys, to make this place fit for a party. 1 minute, my boys. 1 minute before the guests arrive. Oh!
Yes, Mr. Fezziwig.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas. How are you? Hi, Belle.
Dear old Fezziwig. Dear old Fezziwig.
A small matter to make these silly folks so happy and so full of thanks.
Small.
Was it not? He spent but a few pounds, 3 or 4 at the most. Is that so much to deserve such praise?
It isn't that, Spirit. It isn't that. He had the power to make us happy or unhappy.
Us? Who do you mean?
All of us. But mainly Dick and I. We worked for him. We were his apprentices. He had the power to make our work light or heavy, a pleasure or a dreadful burden. And he used that power. He used that power. He used it in hundreds of little ways. The way he spoke to us or looked at us or asked us to do things. And you can't buy that. Even with a fortune, you can't buy that happiness.
What is the matter?
Nothing in particular.
Something, I think.
No. It's just, at this moment, I wish I could say a word or two to my clerk. Bob Cratchit, that's all.
Quickly, my time grows short. Let us see another Christmas.
Oh. No, Spirit. Don't show me this. Spare me this.
You remember the place?
I remember.
You remember the occasion.
It was a moment concerning a particular opportunity.
2 particular opportunities. This is what might be called the crossroads in your life. You had to choose.
I chose as best I could. I thought I was doing the right thing. My whole future depended on it.
Your whole future? What of others? What of their future?
Their future was their own affair. It was nothing to do with me.
Look again and see.
No, Spirit, no.
Look, I say.
Come on, old man. If we don't go now, we shall miss all the daylight. My feet are just tingling with the thought of a skate. Ebenezer?
Oh, he's all wrapped up in keeping his silly old books. Come on, Ebenezer.
We'll soon move that. Come, Ebenezer. The books will keep till tomorrow. For now it's skating and then supper. Let's put the books to bed, shall we?
Dick, don't do that.
But the books are fed up with work, and it's Christmas.
Give them back.
Tomorrow morning.
I said give them back.
Ooh, hoity-toity, and at Christmas, too.
Give them back.
Here, catch.
Dick! Oh, will you give that back to me at once, please?
When you're a good boy and promise to forget all about them till tomorrow.
Dick,
will you stop fooling about and give me that book?
Look out!
Now leave it, will you?
Oh, come, Ebenezer.
I said leave it.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were serious.
Well, I am.
But we arranged this party months ago.
Months? We arranged it last Christmas.
All right, so we arranged it a year ago. Things can change in a year. I'm sorry, but I can't come.
You what?
I said I can't come.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary, my dear.
Happy anniversary. Don't get round me now with happy anniversary. There's always something. Anniversaries, birthdays, Christmas, always something. It's nothing but humbug. Humbug, humbug, humbug.
All right, then it's humbug, whatever that may mean. Just get this one thing straight, Ebenezer. I'm through after this. Do you understand? I've tried and I've tried and I've tried. God alone knows how I've tried. Well, I'm not trying anymore. Understand?
Please yourself.
I said, do you understand?
Oh, do as you like. Only leave me alone.
All right, I will leave you alone. Come on. Belle?
I'll come in a moment.
We'll wait for you. I'm sorry, Belle.
Ebenezer, dear, don't you feel that
That he's right? Is that what you're going to say, that Dick's right? Well, if you think he's right, then you must do what you think is best. I won't interfere. Only don't expect me to give up everything I've worked for just for the sake of some foolish skating party that you know as well as I will be as boring as the last one and doesn't do any good for any of us.
I wasn't gonna say that.
If that's the kind of life you want, you're welcome to it. Only you'd better find someone else to give it to you, 'cause I won't.
You really don't care about us at all, do you?
Don't be petty.
You don't, do you? Oh, you did once, I know, 4 years ago when we became engaged, but it's gradually dwindled away until now it hardly exists at all.
For heaven's sake, Belle, don't start all that.
The only thing you really care about now is money. Money, money, money.
Business is a man's life. There's no place for women.
Exactly, and there's no place for women in such a life. Very well, Ebenezer. You have your world of business, and I hope you enjoy it. And I hope your money will bring you all the comforts you need right through your old age.
Can't you even begin to understand that
Yes, I understand completely. I understand that I'm in the way, and the only thing that will ever matter to you is making money. Well, take it. I'll never stand in the way of your ambition.
Humbug! Christmas parties and the whole wretched lot of it. Nothing but humbug!
That was the turning point, wasn't it? Nothing but humbug.
Take me away from this place.
No. We shall see again every Christmas that followed, the whole miserable growth of that terrible world of humbug.
Sign here, Mr. Scrooge. The market is in your favor, Mr. Scrooge.
Buy now, Mr. Scrooge. Buy as much as you can.
Your signature will confirm the deal, Mr. Scrooge. Sell now, and you'll make a fortune, Mr. Scrooge.
You're doing well, Mr. Scrooge. Don't worry about your future. It's quite secure with us. Sign here, Mr. Scrooge.
Profits are up again, Mr. Scrooge, up by 75%. Profits still rising, Mr. Scrooge, a better year, even than last.
There's promotion ahead for your kind, Scrooge. We're making you manager.
Sell now, sir, and you'll double your profit.
Your feeling for the market is amazing, sir.
Sign here, sir, that's all.
Mr. Scrooge, my companions and I have discussed your future. We decided to ask you to join the board of directors.
You're a little late.
Late?
I'm setting up in business on my own in partnership with Jacob Marley.
What?
If I were you, I'd anticipate losing most of your business to us. I doubt you'll see the year through. Just a warning.
Profits are up again, gentlemen.
Sign here, sir.
Sign here, please.
Profits are up 100% on the last quarter.
But Mr. Scrooge, I don't think I can pay back all of the 50 pounds in so short a time.
That's your affair. However, I must warn you, the longer the time, the greater the interest.
And if I can't pay it back?
Then you shall go to prison.
But sir, I have a husband and 3 children.
And I, ma'am, have a business to run. Good afternoon.
I beg of you, sir, for the sake of Christmas.
Christmas? Humbug! A good year, Jacob, a good year.
A very good year, Ebenezer. A Merry Christmas to us both.
Humbug!
Yes, humbug. But we can still wish ourselves a prosperous new year.
I appeal to you, gentlemen. At the rate you are going, you will drive us out of business altogether.
Really? How unfortunate.
I did warn you.
What do you expect me to do, then?
Sell out to us? What else?
At our terms. We need a clerk, Jacob. Pity it's a waste of money.
Have you anyone in mind?
Just the man I think.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Wages 15 shillings a week.
And prospects, sir?
Hard work.
And the chance of a permanent position if you prove yourself worthy of it.
At the same wages, naturally.
Sign here, gentlemen.
We bought out 3 more firms today, sir.
More people owe us money this year than ever before.
And the interest?
Double last year's.
Not enough.
But things are improving, Ebenezer.
I can't possibly pay this week, gentlemen.
Then we shall send you to prison.
Couldn't I have a little more time?
Much more time. In prison.
But gentlemen,
Good afternoon.
Could you make a small gift to this very special charity, sir?
No. We couldn't. Leave us alone. We're busy.
But, sir...
We're busy. Good afternoon.
Sir, our organization looks after the sick and the needy.
Then you had better look after your organization.
With your help, I will, sir.
Do I ask you to look after mine?
No, sir, but...
Then don't ask me to look after yours.
But, sir, the sick and the dying.
Good afternoon.
Please, sir, I think Mr. Marley is ill.
Get back to work, Cratchit.
But, sir, I think he's really bad. He may even be dying. Surely there's something we can do.
Yes, Cratchit, there is. We can work twice as hard. The fortunes of Scrooge and Marley cannot be lost simply because Mr. Marley is ill. $50, $100, $150, $200, $250, $300, $350, $400, $450, $500, $550, $600,
Isn't it awful, sir? And on Christmas Eve, too.
Christmas. Humbug! Humbug, I say! Cratchit, although I am now the only member in the firm, we shall leave the name as Scrooge and Marley. It will be better for business.
Take me away from this place.
I told you that these were shadows of things that have happened in the past. That they are what they are is nothing to do with me.
I cannot bear it. Take me home. Take me home.
I will take you home, but learn from what you have seen.
I will. At least I will try.
Come, follow me.
Come, and know me better, man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. Look upon me, for you have never seen the like of me before.
I have never seen so wondrous a spread of Christmas cheer. So much turkey and geese. So much game and poultry and brawn. And suckling pigs. Great joints of meat and wreaths of sausages.
Ah, but look here to this side. Look at these.
Oh, and mince pies and red-hot chestnuts. Beautiful red apples and juicy oranges and luscious pears and fruit of every kind.
And still, that is not all. Look over here.
Oh, and cakes and sweets. And nuts and raisins, and yet more sweets and more sweets.
And over here?
Seething bowls of Christmas punch and ginger wine and... Oh, no, Spirit, I've never seen the like of any of that before.
Have you not met any of my brothers?
Your brothers?
I am the ghost of this Christmas. Last year was the turn of one of my brothers. The year before that of another. The year before that of another, and so on back through time.
Then you have had many brothers.
More than 1,800.
Tremendous family to provide for. Spirit, last night I was compelled to look on things of the past. Tonight, if you have anything to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe. Touch my robe.
Where shall we be going?
Among our fellow men.
But where? In the streets?
In the streets, in people's homes.
Whose homes?
You shall see.
Yes, I shall see. But I'm afraid to be seen.
You shall not be seen as I am not seen. But as the spirit of Christmas present, I have only a short while to live, and much work to do. You shall come with me and see that work. You shall see people in every walk of life.
People I know.
Some you will know. Others you will never even have heard of. People in the remotest parts of the world, across the seas and on the seas. People of good fortune, as well as people who suffer.
But how can you visit so many?
Because I am a spirit.
But do these people know of your visit, even though they cannot see you?
Some know without the need to see. Others wouldn't even if they did see. But I visit them all. Those who reject me as well as those who welcome and accept me. To each and every one I give something from the light of my torch. Are you ready?
Yes, Spirit, I am ready.
Then touch my robe and we shall be invisible.
Why don't you look where you're going?
Me? It wasn't my fault.
Of course it was.
You clumsy oaf, I'll box your ears.
Come on then, settle it, now!
I shall be late if I do.
So shall I. Anyway, I'm sorry. Maybe it was partly my fault.
No, you're not to blame. I was hurrying too much. Here, let me help.
You've got some good grub there. Where are you taking it then?
Up to the big house.
Are you? I've just been up there. Gave me a tater they did.
Did they? I'd better hurry.
See you for skating?
Yes, I'm going as soon as shop shuts.
sorry to bang into.
Me too.
Oh, I can't go another step. My whole body aches. Fit to drop it does.
But you can't give up now. Keep trying. That's it. Keep trying.
All right, bless you. Just for the sake of Christmas.
That's it. That's lovely. I knew you could do it.
Can I be of any assistance?
No, really, thank you. We can manage perfectly well. We've not too far to go now.
Are you sure?
Quite sure. It was nice of you to ask.
Happy Christmas to you.
And to you. Thank you.
Happy Christmas and Merry New Year.
Thank you.
Now, wasn't that thoughtful?
It's like I always say. There's something about Christmas. Sort of does something to people. That's it. You're doing beautifully now. Nearly there.
Does your torch always work such wonders?
Not always. Look. You see, it is rejected by some. We shall see Christmas in the home of your clerk, Bob Cratchit.
No, Spirit, I'd rather not see that.
If you have anything to teach me, let me profit by it. There were your own words. The Cratchits have much need of the light from my torch.
Then show me, show me.
Belinda, keep an eye on the pudding, dear.
It's a beautiful pudding, Mother. Simply beautiful.
Well, it won't be if we don't keep an eye on it.
I'll lay the table, Mother.
Would you, dear? Oh, thank you. But could you get the punch ready as well? Father's sure to want us to have a toast before dinner.
He's done it himself.
Then let's put it on the fire in here and keep it warm.
I'll fetch it.
What's Peter doing?
I'm doing the potatoes, Mother. Look at them. They're the best I've ever done them. And they taste delicious.
Yes. You taste much more and there won't be any left.
I only had a little.
Ooh.
What's the matter with you?
Just smell that goose. There was never such a goose.
Listen, here's your father home from church with Tiny Tim.
Quickly, Martha, hide, hide.
Yes, do, quickly.
You better hurry or he'll catch you.
Everyone, look the other way or something.
Hello, all of you. I hope we're in time. Why? What's the matter? Where's our Martha?
She's not coming.
Not coming.
No, they kept her at work.
Kept her at work? Not coming on Christmas Day?
There she is, there she is. Oh, Father, I couldn't keep it up. I simply couldn't.
You've spoiled it.
You really had me worried.
It's a shame to tease him on Christmas Day.
I want to show Tiny Tim the pudding. Please.
And the goose.
Everything. I want to see all of it.
Come on, man.
Oh, so they don't need it all.
My, it smells good.
I hope it is, Robert. And I hope there's enough.
Of course there's enough. You always worry about that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
No, I know you didn't. I never cease to marvel how you make a few shillings go so far.
How did little Tim behave at church? Was he good?
Good as gold. Even better. But,
Tell me.
well, he gets the strangest ideas. He's a funny lad.
Well, what did he say?
I suppose it's sitting on his own so much. He gets kind of thoughtful and he comes out with the oddest ideas you've ever heard.
He's doing all right, isn't he?
Oh, I think he's growing stronger, my dear. I think so.
Robert.
Anyway, he said that he hoped people in church saw him because he was a cripple.
What?
Yes, that's what he hoped. He said that it might be pleasant for them to remember who it was on Christmas Day who made lame beggars walk and blind men see. Just like that. Just as simple as that.
It's a delicious pudding, Mother, and a great big goose. And, oh, so wonderful.
Well, if we don't eat soon, Peter will have finished all the potatoes.
Shan't.
Is the goose done yet, Martha? Beautifully done. Just ready to eat. Then, Robert?
Yes, my dear. We'll have a toast first.
Gosh, I forgot to look after the punch.
It's all right, Peter. I've seen to it.
Can I say my favorite corner for the toast?
Of course you can.
Here's yours, Mother.
And one for Martha.
I'll give Tiny Tim his.
There. Have we all got some punch?
Yes.
Then, a Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. God bless us.
God bless us. God bless us, everyone.
Spirit, tell me, will Tiny Tim live?
I see a vacant seat in the chimney corner. I see a crutch without an owner. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
No, kind spirit, no!
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, no other spirit of Christmas will find him here. But what of that? If he's to die, he better do it and decrease the surplus population.
Don't, spirit, don't!
Again, your words. Man, do not use such words until you have discovered what the surplus is and where it is. Will you decide what men shall live? What men shall die? It may well be that in the eyes of heaven, you are less fit to live than millions like this poor man's child. What then? What then? Listen.
Mr. Scrooge. I give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of our feast.
Founder of the feast indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon.
My dear, please. The children. Christmas Day.
Yes, and it needs be Christmas Day for one to drink the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Robert. No one knows better than you, poor man.
Please. Please. It's Christmas.
I'll drink his health for your sake, and for the sake of Christmas, but not for his. A long life to him, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be merry and happy, I've no doubt.
Mr. Scrooge.
We do not have time to view the lives of others in such detail. We must move swiftly.
Quickly, Spirit, take me where you will. I will follow and gladly. Why do we stand on this desolate moor in such a storm?
A miner's cottage. The menfolk bowels of the earth, but they know me here. Come. I must visit the lighthouse across the sea.
Across the sea? Spirit, we cannot cross the fury of the seas.
Do not be afraid. Follow me. We shall see the light again shortly. Only this time it will be from the deck of a fishing boat way out at sea. Come.
Yahar, Captain says we're clear south of the rocks.
What?
The rocks! We're clear south of them, har!
Thank God for the lighthouse.
Aye, here's a fine Christmas to 'em.
Aye. And to all of them safe and bed at home.
God bless 'em, har! And a happy Christmas to ye, Tom.
Merry Christmas, Sam.
Yo-ho, yo-ho, yo-ho. Even in the dangers of the sea, men do not forget me.
Take me home.
You said you would follow gladly. Well?
I will try, but away from these terrors.
Not home, but nearer home. The home of your nephew, Fred.
He did. As I'm alive, I swear he did. He said Christmas was a humbug. And you know what's more? He believed it too.
The more shame on him, Fred.
Oh, he's a comical fellow, and that's the truth.
Comical?
Oh, he may not be all that pleasant, but he suffers for it more than we do. At any rate, I've nothing to say against him.
I wonder how rich he is.
Is he rich?
Fred says he is.
He must be.
What of it? His wealth is of no use to him. He doesn't do any good with it. He doesn't make himself comfortable with it. And he certainly hasn't the satisfaction of thinking he's ever going to benefit us with it.
I tell you, I've no patience with him.
Oh, I have. I'm sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Well, who suffers for his nasty whims? Himself, nobody else. Here he takes it into his head to dislike us, and he won't come to dine with us. Well, what's the consequence? He doesn't lose much of a dinner.
Really, Fred, I think he loses a very good dinner.
So do I.
A marvelous dinner.
Really? Well, I'm delighted to hear it. Frankly, I haven't too much faith in these young cooks. What do you say, Topper?
If Topper's wise, he won't say anything.
Do stop teasing and go on with your story.
Fred never does finish a story.
I doubt he gets the chance.
I was only going to say that the consequence of dear Uncle Ebenezer refusing to make merry with us is that he loses some mighty pleasant moments that couldn't possibly do him any harm. And he loses some companions that couldn't help be pleasanter than those in his own thoughts, whether in his moldy old office or his dusty old house.
But you won't ask him next year, will you?
I most certainly will. I'll ask him every year whether he likes it or not.
Why, when he always says no?
I pity him.
What a waste of pity.
Come, my dear, he's bound to change in the end.
Never.
Of course you will. If I go into his office every Christmas Eve, year after year, always in good temper, always saying, "A Merry Christmas, Uncle Scrooge. How are you?" Eventually, he's bound to say,
Humbug.
You may all laugh, but something will come out of it one day. You wait and see. And even if it only puts him in temper to give his clerk 50 pounds, well, that's something.
Yes, something we shan't live to see. Anyway, what a gloomy subject for Christmas. Just because he won't enjoy himself, there's no reason why we shouldn't. What about a carol?
What about We Wish You a Merry Christmas? That's my favorite.
We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings to you wherever you are. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Let's play yes and no.
Who's going to be asked the questions?
Oh, you, Fred, please.
He's marvelous at it. Please do, Fred.
Well, all right, but give me half a minute to think of something. All right, I've got it.
Is it animal?
Yes.
Alive?
Yes.
Is it a nice animal?
No.
Oh, a nasty animal?
Yes.
What sort of nasty animal?
Yes, no, yes, no.
You can't ask questions like that. He's got to answer yes or no.
Sorry,
Is it?
No, give Topper a chance.
is it a savage animal?
Yes.
Oh, does it growl?
Yes.
Does it grunt?
Yes.
I know. It's a bear.
No.
Not a bear.
A dog?
No.
Can we see this animal in London?
Yes.
In the streets?
Yes.
Is it some kind of circus animal?
No.
Do people make a show of it?
No.
Is it led through the streets?
No.
Is it in a menagerie?
No.
Is it taken to the market?
No.
A circus animal?
We've asked that once.
No.
Sorry.
Is it a horse?
No.
Is it a donkey?
No.
A goat?
No.
A tiger?
No.
A bull?
No.
A cow?
No.
A pig?
No.
Can it talk?
Silly, it's an animal.
Well, some animals talk.
Yes.
It does talk?
Yes.
What?
What? It growls and grunts and talks?
Yes.
I've got it.
You can't have.
I have. I know what it is, Fred.
What is it?
It's your Uncle Scrooge.
You're right, absolutely right.
You cheated, Fred.
I didn't cheat.
You did cheat. I said it was a bear, and you said no. You should have said yes.
Listen, everyone. Whatever you may say of him, my Uncle Scrooge has brought us a great deal of merriment this evening. It'd be ungrateful of us not to drink to his health. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man, whatever he is, to Uncle Scrooge.
To Uncle Scrooge.
Look here. The imprisoned. And here, the sick. And here, at these pathetic slaves, too starved and hungry to work at all, but compelled by the whip. And the blind. Look here. And the lonely, the miserably lonely. And the very old, the forgotten.
You have aged, Spirit.
My life upon this globe is very short. These people are beyond even my help.
What will happen to them?
That will depend upon the actions of mankind. I have done all I can.
When will your life end?
Tonight. Tonight at midnight. Hark! The time is drawing near.
Spirit, forgive me for asking what may be none of my business, but I saw someone or something moving underneath your cloak. Is it a foot or a claw?
It may as well be a claw, for all the flesh there is upon it. Look here! Oh, man, look at them. Look down here.
Spirit, are they yours?
They are man's. And they cling to me, appealing from their fathers. This boy is ignorance. This girl is want. Beware them both and all like them. But most of all, beware this boy. For I see on his brow that written which is doom, unless the writing be erased.
Spirit, have they no homes?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
I am in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come. You are about to show me things that have not happened, but will happen in the time before us. Is that not so, Spirit? Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any specter I've seen. But as I know your purpose is to do me good, And as I hope to be another man from what I was, I am prepared to bear your company and do it with a willing heart. Will you not speak to me? Lead on. Lead on. The night is waning fast. It is precious time to me. I know that, Spirit. Lead on.
No. I don't know much about it either way. I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Why? What was the matter with him? I thought he'd never die.
Oh, who knows?
Well, what has he done with his money?
I haven't heard. Left it to his company, I imagine. He hasn't left it to me, that's all I know.
Well, it's likely to be a very cheap funeral. Upon my life, I can't think of anyone who'd go to it. Suppose we make up a party ourselves.
I don't mind, as long as lunch is provided. I must be fed if I go.
Well, I never go to funerals, and I never eat lunch. But I'll offer to go, if anyone else will. When I come to think of it, I'm not at all sure I wasn't the best friend he had. We used to stop and speak whenever we met. Well, I must be off. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Fine. I hear old Scratch's got us on it last, eh?
So I'm told. Cold, isn't it?
Seasonable for Christmas time. You're not a skater, I suppose.
No. Something else to think of. Good morning.
Good morning.
Spirit, those men. I knew some of them. I met them nearly every day at the exchange. We did business together. So tell me, who were they talking about? Oh, I will follow, Spirit. No, Spirit. Not this way. These streets are foul and dirty. Every alley, every archway is a cesspit of filth and grime. And the people are no better than the place. No, please, Spirit, wait. No, Spirit, not this way. Turn back. It is not safe to be on the streets. This place is filled with thieves and murderers and drunks. No, Spirit, wait. Ghost of the future, if your purpose is to fill me with fear and dread of the future, then you've succeeded. Do you mean that this is what my life will come to? That the day approaches when I shall be reduced to living, to existing in a world that is so filthy, among people who have fallen as low as men can ever fall? Tell me if that is so, Spirit. Tell me.
Mrs. Dilber? Well, Mrs. Dilber, fancy seeing you.
I might say the same about you.
Going to Joe's?
Where else?
Where else, indeed? There's not a better beetling shop in the city. Oh, Mrs. Dilber, don't tell me you've been to him, too.
Why not? He was dead, wasn't he?
Scarcely cold, though. At least he wasn't when I was there. And by all the signs, you beat me to it.
Never mind the signs, dearie. He was dead, I tell you. Dead as a doornail. Joe! Come in the back way. He'll be there, all right.
Oh, he'll be there. Expecting us, too, I shouldn't wonder. Joe!
Oh, it's you, Mrs. Dilber. I wondered who'd be first.
Oh. Hey, Joe. Oh, keep you waiting long?
And another of you. Why, it's the Undertaker. You don't waste much time, do ya?
Spirit, who are they? What do they mean to me? What have they in those bundles? Is it something they've stolen? No, Spirit, not in there. I've never been to such a place in the whole of my life. I couldn't stand the stench and the filth. Every article is decaying with dirt and grease. No, Spirit, no.
Now that we're in the parlor, bring your stuff here. I locked up the shop so it shan't be disturbed.
Don't you never sell nothing, Joe? Every time I come, there's the same stinking old rags all over the shop. And iron and filthy bones
Piles of old filthy bones.
He hoards them.
I reckon you'll not be able to get out of this place one day.
And what's it matter to you what I sells, as long as I buys, eh, Miss Dilber?
That's what I was gonna say. So, Joe, will you buy this lot?
Trust the Undertaker to get us down to business.
I trust the charwoman to get there first.
And if I did?
The charwoman, the laundress, and the Undertaker. What is this, a conspiracy?
Chance, Joe. Pure chance. Strike me if we haven't all three met here without meaning it.
You couldn't have met in a better place. Ooh, me bones. You talk about all the bones in the shop. There's none here as old as mine. I could tell you. So, have you got it? Have you got it, me darlings? Let's see it then.
Yes, just what have we got, eh?
You can ask Mrs. Dilber. And it's no good you looking at me like that. I'm entitled to what I can get.
Who said otherwise?
Every person's got a right to take care of themselves.
All right, I never said...
He always did, so why shouldn't I?
All right, all right, all right.
All right. But don't stand there staring at me as though I've got something I'm not entitled to. Who'd be the wiser anyway? And who's going to miss them anyway? A dead man? Do you suppose he's going to miss them, eh?
No, I reckon he's not.
And if he did want him after he's dead, why didn't he do like everybody else and have someone to look after him when he was ill? Mean old screw, lying there gasping at his last all on his own. I tell you, it wasn't natural.
I was judgment on him.
Well, it wasn't heavy enough judgment. I'd tell you it'd been heavier still if I could have gotten my hands on anything else.
Well, Joe, here's my lot. What's that worth to you?
A couple of seals, pencil case. What's this? Oh, pair of sleeve buttons. Oh, and a brooch.
That's gotta be worth something, Joe.
No, it's not. It's hardly worth nothing.
But Joe!
5 bob.
5 bob?
Take it or leave it. It's all the same to me. I wouldn't give you another 6 pence if you would boil me alive. Who's next?
I'm next. Here, have a look at this lot, Joe. Sheets and towels.
There's not much in those.
Some old clothes.
They're old, all right. I'll grant you that. Worn them all his life, I shouldn't wonder.
Yeah, but have a look at these pair of spoons, Joe. Real silver they are. And so the sugar tongs.
Real silver.
Don't be going to ruin yourself over that lot, Joe.
I always did ruin myself over the ladies. It's always been a weakness of mine. I always give them too much.
Too much? Huh.
5 and a 9 piece.
What?
Not another penny more. If your haggles with me, I'll knock half a crown off it.
I'd get double that anywhere else.
Well, then take it somewhere else.
Now open to my bundle, Joe.
5 and a 9 pence. Ain't worth the journey getting there, let alone all the trouble I was put to.
What you got in here?
It'll keep till he opens it.
What'd you call this, then?
Take a good look, Joe. You'll know.
Bed curtains?
I said you'd know. Yeah, bed curtains.
You don't mean to say you took him down, rings and all, with him just lying there?
And why not?
You were born to make your fortune.
And she'll do it, too.
Do you expect me to resist the chance for the likes of him?
Is this his blanket?
Who else's?
I hope he didn't die of anything catchy, eh?
Don't be afraid of that, Joe. Do you suppose I was so fond of him that I'd hang around for stuff like that if he had?
Lord love us. Is this his shirt?
Aye, and his finest one, too. You won't find a hole in it anywhere.
That didn't belong to him.
Oh, yes, it did.
How come I didn't see it then?
Perhaps you didn't look at him properly.
Look at him. You mean...
They'd have wasted it if it hadn't been for me.
What you call wasting of it?
They'd have buried him in it. Some fool had put it on him already.
And you took it off?
And why not? Isn't calico good enough to be buried in? He couldn't look any uglier in calico than he looked in that.
Make your fortune, you will.
What else could he have expected? He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive, just to profit us when he was dead.
Spirit, I begin to understand. You are showing me what has happened to some poor, unhappy man as a warning of what might happen to me. This man, whoever he was, lived rather as I do now. and I could come to that same terrible end. Tell me if that is so. Spirit, I shall not lose by this lesson, but surely there must be someone in this town who felt something for this man's death. Show me such a person. Show me.
Caroline, you shouldn't have waited off.
I had to know. Well, is it good or is it bad?
Bad.
Then we are completely ruined.
Not completely. There's a faint hope.
But we owe him money. He'll demand every penny, and he won't give us any more time to pay. You don't imagine he'll relent, do you?
He's past relenting, Caroline. He's dead.
Thank goodness. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
You remember when I went to see him last night? They told me he was ill. I thought it was just an excuse. Apparently he's not only ill, but dying. Even then.
And who will they transfer debt to now?
I don't know, Caroline. That's what I mean by a faint hope. We might be able to raise the money before they transfer it to anyone.
Whoever it is, they can't possibly be as mean and unkind as he was. Nobody could treat us as badly as that.
Please do not torture me anymore, Spirit. Surely there must be someone in this town who feels the tenderness about the death of another. Show me some moment of tenderness, or I shall be haunted by these sights forever. Oh, Spirit, I am thankful to leave this place and to be again among the streets and sights I know. I know this street. I know this house. Why, Spirit?
And he took a child and set him in the midst of them.
Mother? It's the sewing. The color hurts my eyes. I'll be all right in a moment.
You're doing too much.
No. They're all right again now. I think it's the candlelight that makes them weak. Don't mention anything to your father, will you?
Are you sure you're all right?
Of course. I don't want your father to know. He has enough to worry him without my silly old eyes.
Father ought to be home by now. It's near his time.
Past it. But Father walks slower than he used to.
Bless him. I've known him walk so fast, even with Tiny Tim on his shoulder.
I remember.
But he was very light to carry. And his father loved him so much, it was never any trouble.
There's Father now.
Please.
Did you go today, Robert?
Yes, my dear. I wish you could have gone. It would have done you good to see how green a place it is. But you'll see it often. I promised him we would go there every Sunday. Tiny Tim. Tiny Tim. I must tell you, I met Mr. Scrooge's nephew today.
Fred?
He was so kind. He stopped me in the street and said that I seemed to be just a little down. Not quite my usual self.
Did you tell him, Robert?
Yes, my dear. I told him. I told him. He really is the kindest gentleman. The pleasantest spoken gentleman you ever heard. He said, I'm heartily sorry for it, Mr. Cratchit. And then he said, and I'm heartily sorry for your good wife. By the by, how he ever knew that, I don't know.
You knew what, my dear?
That you were a good wife.
Oh, everybody knows that, Father.
Yes, yes, Peter. I'm sure they do.
Go on with you, both of you. What else did he say, Robert?
He said, I'm heartily sorry for it. Oh, yes. And then he said that if there was anything he could do for us, and he gave me this, his card, and said that that was where he lived, and that we should call at any time.
That was kind of him.
He meant it, too. I know that, and yet, well, it doesn't so much matter whether there is anything he can do for us. It was just the way he said it. It really seemed as if he had known our Tiny Tim and really felt with us.
He's a good soul.
He is a good soul. You'd know it even more if you saw him and spoke to him. I shan't be a bit surprised if he gets Peter a better job.
Wow, Peter, did you hear that?
That's wonderful. Before we know where we are, Peter will be setting up partnership with someone else.
Oh, not for a long time, yeah.
Maybe not, but it's possible. You will eventually one of these days.
Maybe, Father.
Still, there's plenty of time for that. Plenty of time. Well, however and whenever we part from one another, I'm sure none of us forget little Tiny Tim, shall we? Nor shall we forget this first of all partings among us. And I know, my dears, that when we remember how patient and how quiet he was, then we shall not risk quarreling easily among ourselves and risk forgetting little Tiny Tim. I am very happy. So very, very happy.
I feel the time is soon coming when we must part. Is that not so, Spirit? No, I know it is so. I know it deep within. But tell me, who was the man who died? The man I heard them talking of. The man whose clothes they sold. The man who... Lead on, Spirit. Lead on. No, Spirit. Why did we come to this place? No. Why in here? Why here in the churchyard? We have passed all the places I have known. No. Before I read the name that is written on the stone, you must answer me one question. The shadows of things that I have seen, are they the shadows of things that will be? Or are they the shadows of things that only might be? Will you not speak to me? The courses men follow with certainty lead to particular end. I understand that, Spirit, but I also hope that from what you have taught me, that if the courses change, the ends will change. Please tell me I do not hope in vain. Oh, please, Spirit. Oh, please. Ebenezer Scrooge. Ebenezer Scrooge. No, Spirit. Hear me, Spirit. I am not the same man I was. I will not be that same man again. Why do you show me this if I am past all hope? Oh, good Spirit, help me. Pity me. Tell me there is yet hope. I will honor Christmas in my heart. I will try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. Tell me there is yet hope. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven and Christmas time be praised. I say it on my knees, old Jacob, on my knees. But everything is still here. Here as it was. And I am here. I am here. The shadows of things might still be changed. They will be. I know they will be. I'm as light as a feather. I'm as happy as an angel. I'm as merry as a schoolboy. I'm as giddy as a drunken man. A Merry Christmas to everyone. A Happy New Year to the whole world. That's where the ghost of Jacob Marley came in. And that's where the ghost of Christmas present stood. Oh, it's all right. It's all true. It's all happened. What month is it? I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know anything. I'm like a baby. Never mind. I don't care. I'd rather be a baby. Oh, this is extraordinary. Oh, simply extraordinary. But how beautiful. No mist, no fog. Just the beautiful air. Bright and clear and cold. Oh, and the sunlight. And the blue of the skies. It's glorious, glorious. And the bells are wonderful, heavenly. Hello, I say. What's today?
What?
What's today, my fine fellow?
Today? Oh, it's Christmas Day.
It's Christmas Day. I haven't missed it. But all in one night, just so I shan't miss Christmas. Oh, bless them for it. Of course they have. They can do anything they like. Of course they have. Hello, my fine fellow.
Hello.
Do you know the poulter's in the next street but one at the corner there?
I should hope I did.
Oh, an intelligent boy. Remarkable boy. Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey that was hanging up in the window? Not the little prize turkey, but the big one.
What? The one as big as me?
Yes, my boy, that's the one.
It's hanging there now.
It is, then go and buy it.
What?
No, I'm in earnest. Go there and buy it and tell them to bring it back here so that I can give them directions where to take it. Come back with the man and I'll give you a shilling. Come back in less than 5 minutes and I'll give you a crown.
Yes, sir.
I'll send it to Bob Cratchit's. He shan't know who sent it. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim. Oh, no one has ever made a joke as sending this to Bob Cratchit's will be.
Sir, I brought it myself, sir.
Oh, gracious boy. Oh, you can't possibly carry that to Camden Town. You must have a cab. Here, my boy. Here's the money for the cab, and here's the address to take it to. Oh, and here's the 5 shillings I promised you. Quickly now, my lad, and a Merry Christmas to you.
And a Merry Christmas to you, too, sir.
Of course they have. They can do anything they like, and bless them for it. What am I going to do? I know. I'll go to Fred's. He's always asking me, so I'll go there and surprise him. My dear gentlemen, how do you do? How nice to see you. I do hope you succeeded yesterday. It was most kind of you. A Merry Christmas to you, gentlemen.
Mr. Scrooge?
Yes, that's my name. And I fear it may not be pleasant to you. Allow me to ask your pardon. Will you have the goodness to put me down for?
Lord bless me! Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
Not a farthing less. A great many back payments are included in it. I can assure you. Will you do me that favor?
My dear sir, I don't know what to say.
Then don't say anything. Just come and see me. Will you just come and see me?
We will. We will.
Oh, I thank you, gentlemen. I thank you 50 times. bless you both. The Merry Christmas. And the happiest.
And to you, Mr. Scrooge, a Merry Christmas.
He did. As I'm alive, I swear he did. He said Christmas was a humbug. And you know what's more? He believed it too.
The more shame on him, Fred.
He's a comical fellow, and that's the truth.
Comical?
Oh, he may not be all that pleasant, but he suffers for it more than we do. At any rate, I've nothing to say against him.
I tell you, I've no patience with him.
Oh, I have. I'm sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Well, who suffers for his nasty whims? Himself. Nobody else. Here he takes it into his head to dislike us, and he won't come to dine with us. Well, what's the consequence? He doesn't lose much of a dinner.
I let myself in. Oh, I hope you don't mind.
Why, bless my soul, who's that?
It's me, your Uncle Scrooge. I've come to dinner, if you'll have me.
Of course I will, Scrooge.
Fred, will you help me tomorrow?
Help you, Uncle? Of course, but how in particular?
I want to play a joke on Bob Cratchit. I want you to. Oh, Bob Cratchit's late. I thought he might be. He thinks I'm the same man as I was before Christmas. I'll pretend I am. Oh, shh. Here he comes. Here he comes. And what do you mean by arriving at this time of the day?
I am very sorry, sir. I am a little late.
You are. Yes, sir, I think you are. Step this way, sir, if you please.
It is only once a year, sir.
Oh, only once a year?
I promise it won't happen again. I was making rather merry yesterday, sir.
Oh, you were you? Well, I'll tell you what, my friend. I'm not going to stand this sort of thing much longer. In fact, I'm not going to stand it any longer. And therefore, I'm about to raise your salary, Bob. A Merry Christmas, Bob, than I have ever given you. A merrier Christmas, Bob. I shall raise your salary. I shall try to help both you and your family. And we shall discuss your affairs this very afternoon over a bowl of Christmas punch. And Bob, look!
Merry Christmas, Uncle Scrooge. Merry Christmas, Bob.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Pleasure to see you. Merry Christmas.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all and even more. And to Tiny Tim, he became a second father. He became as good a man, as good a master, and as good a friend as the good old city knew, or any other good old city, town, or borough in the good old world. Some people laughed to see the alteration in him, but he let them laugh and took no notice of them, for he was wise enough to know that nothing ever happened on this globe for good without some people having their fill of laughter at it. His own heart laughed, and that was quite enough for him. And forever afterwards, it was always said that he knew how to keep Christmas well as any man has ever kept it. May that be said of us, and all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed, God bless us, everyone.